Good morning, Team Network members. It's Monday morning, March 31st, the last Monday of the month and the last day for March for scoring points in Team Network. So hurry up and get those points in and get those scorecards filled out. You do have a grace period of 5 days to get the points in, and so take advantage of that. I did want to point out just a couple things. There's obvious ways to score points, and then there are not so obvious, the more subtle ways to score points. The obvious ones being, of course, attending your Marty and visiting other teams and doing one-on-ones and going to the huddle and going to the net fast. You know, all those things, we all know about those. But there are some more subtle ways to score. One way is, if you look on the scorecard, down is something about visits. Visits are kind of interesting. These are chance encounters. Maybe you're at a networking function at the Chamber of Commerce and you see one of your fellow Team Network members and you mosey on over and spend a few minutes catching up and talking a little business and some pleasure. That encounter, you certainly get a point for that. If you wave across the room, no. If there's someone that has a home show, when you go to the home show and you visit the table, that's certainly a visit. Stop by somebody's place of business. How about phone calls? Does that qualify as a visit? I would say yes. You know, you make an effort to call one of your fellow team members and encourage them in some way, or to talk a little business, or talk about having a meeting. I would call that a visit. I would even go as far as to say that if you spend a great deal of time on the phone, say 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and you're really exchanging ideas and information and trying to help each other grow their business, or you're reaching out to a fellow member in some way, I would even call that a punch. I would give you credit for that. So you're just going to have to use your best judgment on, on the honorary system, and if you do feel like it's a very pointed, focused conversation on helping each other do business, I would consider that a one-on-one. How about calling we all have sort of dormant members in our teams. What a great way to score some points than to get on the phone and call somebody that you haven't seen in a Marty in a while, and then giving them some encouragement. Imagine if that was you, if you had several team members calling you and saying, hey, come on, get in the game, come on down to the next Marty, let's do a one-on-one, let's figure out ways to develop some business. Inviting guests, is obviously inviting a potential member. How about inviting a spouse, or maybe you know someone in business that wouldn't really consider joining Team Network. Maybe they wouldn't match up for that, but they would find some value, and the members would find some value in meeting them. A neighbor that's just moved in next door, and you do a little bit of a welcome and you invite them to your next Team Network meeting. What a great way to introduce someone new to a community, to a bunch of great local business people. You could post on the Team Network media. This is another subtle way. We have some members doing this on Team Talk. If you post on the message board, it goes out to all the members of Team Network. We had somebody, I think it was Lori Shore, that posted she's got someone who works for her as an assistant in some way, who's leaving the company, and she's really dynamite, and she puts the word out to what a valuable thing to share a quality potential employee. Broadcast a message to your team. I mean, the team captains and co-captains and scorekeepers, they're doing that kind of thing on some level of regularity, but we've got a lot of people that aren't officers at all that are sending out words of encouragement over the email, giving testimonials and saying what a great Marty it was, that sort of thing. And what a great way to score some points and encourage your team. How about broadcasting or submitting a testimonial? If you go to your member area, you'll see submit a testimonial. You can give a testimonial about a Team Network member, brag on them, and maybe they've done a great job for you or saved the day in some way. Or you can give a testimonial about your team and what a great team it is to be involved with, or how it's helped you. And Team Network in general is always great to talk about. If you do that, you'll see the testimonials on the left-hand side. They rotate in, and you'll have your name there, so it's great exposure on our website as well. And if you really want to go the extra mile, you can submit a networking story. That's a more developed story, and if you look at the homepage on Team Network, at the bottom there's a green patch of land there. And we put a photo there, and we start off with a little like teaser, which leads you to the rest of the story sort of thing. So if you want some great exposure in the Team Network website, submit a networking story. So that's really what I wanted to share today. These are some of the more subtle ways to develop some points in Team Network. And I'm going to make an announcement right here. I'm going to take a snapshot of the scoreboard today, and we're going to look at all the scores, and then we're going to do the same thing on the 1st of next month, and we're going to subtract that out. And the team that scored the most points, I'm going to write a check for $100 to their holiday party for that team, and we'll start building that idea through the year, and hopefully some of you guys will, I'll have different contests. This is just a general contest. The team that scores the most points will be issued a $100 check towards a holiday party. How about that? So that's all I had to share today. Welcome and thank you for watching Coffee with Curt. See you next week.